gosh. Hi, friends. Dr. Melissa here, your friendly neighborhood anti-diet and body shame smashing East Asian medicine doctor and skin expert. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm coming to you live from my office this afternoon. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, welcome, welcome. So glad that you're here. And if you have watched before, hi again. It's so good to see you. I'd love so much if you would subscribe to my channel and also give this video a little like and maybe share it with anyone you think might benefit from my holistic approach to skincare and wellness practices. I want to welcome you to another episode of Makeup Free Monday, the show where I give you barefaced facts about skincare and wellness topics. Today's episode is the third in my series of breaking down your home care routine. So we've already covered the cleansing phase, which is cleanser and toner. And now we're going to move on to the treatment phase. I'm really excited about today's episode. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get going.
Wake up, hydrate, don't worry about the makeup. Dr. Melissa's on your side. She's a cool doctor, gonna slay the old body shaming ways. You're gonna take care of yourself today. Everybody, love your body. She's my self-care doc. Everybody, love your body. She's my self-care doc.
All right, so after cleansing your face and possibly toning if you decided that that was right for your regimen on a daily basis before we protect ourselves from the environment and lock in with some hydration, it's time to apply our skin treatments. These are also known as serums, ampoules, and essences. Now, while these aren't moisturizers per se, they can have hydrating ingredients like hyaluronic acid or ceramides, but they're their own entity. And I'd love to go through them one by one with you. So let's start with serum because that's probably the most well-known product category, as they're pretty common here in the US. Serums tend to be more concentrated in active ingredients, and they tend to be sort of an emollient feeling gel type substance. And it can contain everything. It can contain hyaluronic acid, like this one here. You can also get serums that will treat skin issues like dark spots, dullness. And then serums are a viscous texture. So they're kind of neat stuff. Second is the ampoule. Now, ampoules are a little bit more of a concentrated version of a serum. If you think of it sort of like a booster shot, they often contain a higher number of active ingredients. They're really common in Korean skincare. They're used for a finite amount of time. So with ampoules, you'll probably be on some sort of regimen from your professional. You'll use an ampoule for a week, maybe 2 weeks, sometimes a month. It all depends on what your specific treatment goals are. So you might use a weekly ampoule pack so you can get big results before a big event, or get results after a major skin crisis. You're going to see these in smaller vials most of the time. The one I held up is pretty big because that's a back bar size, but usually they're like itty bitty little guys. And I unfortunately don't have any in stock right now to show you, but you may see them, just they're little tiny bottles, and a little bit goes a long way here. They're usually packaged in glass, and they're kind of fun. And then the third piece is called an essence. And an essence is really the heart of a Korean skincare routine. So if you're into that East Asian skincare flair, It's one of those good ones that you'll want to figure out how to add to your routine and hopefully talk to a professional about. These liquids, they're a liquid texture and they lend a major boost in moisture. And of course, we know that proper hydration, both internally and externally, is what gives a skin a glowing, lit from within sort of look. Additionally, having a healthy and hydrated hydrolipid barrier, which we've talked about in other videos, can prevent issues like skin irritation. And beyond hydrating, a lot of these essences are also going to contain things like antioxidants and minerals to help nourish skins. You're going to find those ingredients in serums and ampules as well. But think of the toners. Essences are kind of like toners, but they are meant to be left on rather than wiped off. They are also in that sort of liquid texture. And so it's sort of a prep step before the main treatment of your serum and or your ampules. I hope that I'm making sense to you because it can be a little bit complicated. Most people use one or two. Um, Not a lot of people use all three unless they're doing a full-on Korean skincare routine. I do use all three in office, of course. But a question that I often get is how do these products differ from, say, a facial oil? And while they're very, very similar, most essences and ampules are going to be a water-based product, whereas an facial oil or an oil-based serum is, of course, a oil-based product. Now, because serum has become sort of a buzzword in the last few years, many facial oils are now marketing themselves as serums too, or they're marketing themselves as a beauty oil, which is a better descriptor for them. But if you find yourself with an oil-based serum, it's still going to have all of those potent ingredients that you're going to find in your serum, in your water-based serums. But they're going to be, of course, in a lipid form. And where they go in your skincare regimen changes. So let's talk about that now that we've gone over what these things actually are. The order of application really does matter when it comes to these treatment products. So, general rule is to apply from the lightest texture to the heaviest texture. So, if we're talking about using all four of these products, which once again would only be done in a Korean style 10-step skincare regimen or a professional facial treatment. So, not for everybody. Uh, it would be applied first an essence. Then you would apply the ampule. Then you would apply the water-based serum. And then you would apply your moisturizer cream or your hydrating cream. And then on top, you would put your facial oil or your beauty oil or a oil-based serum. Now, if you're going to be doing this in the daytime, of course, you'll want to apply SPF on top of everything. I hope that that makes sense because sometimes it can get a little weird with, oh, what do I apply first? What do I apply next? If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or your skincare professional if your skincare professional is not me, but I'm always happy to answer questions. Now, the second thing that you need to be aware of is because all of these products, these treatment products, are super duper concentrated and potent, it means that they can expire a little bit faster, especially if you are more holistically or naturally based. So you're going to want to make sure you're diligent about the expiration dates. I recommend writing on the bottom of your bottle with a permanent marker if you have trouble figuring out when you opened your bottle. I also sometimes write on the side of my bottle when I open it. So then you'll know that 6 months in the future, or however long your expiration date is, you'll know when to pull it off your shelf and get yourself a new one. Now, the third thing I want you to remember is that more isn't always better. If you have been my client, or you have been to see me, or you just know me, you watch my videos, you'll know that I'm a big believer in minimalizing and streamlining your skincare routine. And so you do not have to use all of these products. Never think that I'm trying to sell you all of them, because I am not. I just want you to know what they are and how to incorporate them into your routine. And in the same vein, more product isn't better either. A lot of people use way too much serums or essences or ampules. They just sort of glob it on, and it really, more doesn't do more. So you really want to follow your instructions on your bottle, or the instructions that your esthetician gives you. Uh, Generally speaking, you're looking at about the size of a pea for a serum or an ampule or an essence. So those are sort of general rules. Some more concentrated serums, you use even less than that, and others you'll use more. One that comes to mind is a blackhead Mandelic serum called Clarity from Clearstem, which I really love to use with my acneic clients. And that one actually is more like a nickel size of serum to use for your face and your neck. Now, the next thing I want you to remember is that some of these serums can make you sun sensitive. Of course, I'm always going to encourage you to wear SPF, but it becomes even more important when using some of these potent serums, especially if they have a sun sensitizing ingredient like retinoid or retinol. There's a lot of different names for vitamin A. I'm going to be doing a video on that soon. And then, of course, the fifth and final thing is that it's all about the application technique. And I really, really love applying these. Excuse me while I reach for it. I really love to apply my serums using my Skin Buddy, because it helps to infuse into the skin. So if you're not familiar with my Skin Buddy, this is an amazing tool that you can use at home. I also use this in office. I dual wield. I like to use both. And the My Skin Buddy has a setting for infusing the serum, and that just amps all of your results up that much more. Now, if you don't have a My Skin Buddy, I want to encourage you to pat the serum into your skin rather than rubbing. We don't want to rub. Our skin can get irritated, and it also won't go as far if you're using that rubbing motion. So when you apply your serum or your essence or your ampule, I always recommend to apply to the fingertips, pat your fingers together, and press. And always working from the center out. I know I've taught this on a number of videos to work from the center out, but it's so important. That's the way that the lymph flows in our face, and that's the way we want to be applying our skincare. So that's all that I have for you today. I know I packed a lot of information in there. I really hope you learned something. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. But before I go, I just want to make one more shameless plug for my Energetic Boundaries class tomorrow. It's taking place on Zoom. It's at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's called Don't Forget Your Chi Condom. And you can find out more information and get the registration link on the video description below. I promise it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to do some activities. We're going to help you build some safe and sexy boundaries. And it's a killer deal at only $37. So I really hope to see you there. Also, I hope that you'll join me next week for the next episode of Makeup Free Monday. We're going to be talking all about moisturizer. So until then, don't forget to take care of yourself and each other, and don't forget to hydrate. Have a great day.